still drunk? Or no? Still drunk from last night. Okay, that's good. Then this will go much better. So drink more. If you can find it, get it. So my name is Chris Coverness. You're probably wondering what in the Yellowstone is going on up here. I'm originally from Calgary, Alberta, Canada, and for those of you that don't know, that's very much cowboy country. I know it doesn't seem like it. It's much more north than Texas, but it really is. And I spent most of my summers on my grandfather's ranch, basically tending to cattle, riding a motorcycle, doing all the fun stuff that little boys like to do. So I am taking that sort of cowboy mentality into pharma marketing. So they really love me, right? A lot of risk, high reward. No, they don't like that. But I've been doing advertising since I was like 14 years old, and I have my own agency based in Copenhagen, Denmark. And we do a lot of stuff for pharma brands and also other brands. And we've been working a lot with AI over the past, I would say 5 years almost, now at this point. And I wanted to give you guys some real tangible AI knowledge. Do people want that? Do you guys want that? And the reason why I also work with pharma brands, I forgot to mention this, is that I also have a chronic disease. I've got Crohn's disease. And so it's been sort of a passion of mine to work with pharma brands to help them do better patient engagement, doctor engagement, because I really do believe that you guys have really unique things that you need to bring to market better and to engage with patients, engage with HCPs, and do a better job there because the patients matter. And you guys yourselves might be patients as well. I'm sure all of us at one point have been a patient or are a patient. So I'm really passionate about this area, and that's why I speak about this across the world. So before we get into it, who here wants to make more AI content? Only a few of you want to make more AI content? Okay, that's all pretty good though. But now who here wants to consume more AI content? Okay, so that's interesting. Almost nobody puts up their hand. I think this is a really interesting question, and I don't think it's wrong. I think, why do we want to make it as marketers? We want to make it because the promise of it being cheaper, faster, all that kind of stuff, but maybe not better. We don't see a lot of people going, oh, well, the AI content is better than what we make, but I think it actually can be, and that's what I'm going to sort of divulge to you guys today, because I think we've successfully done it. So here's the thing. AI is not going to save our bad decisions, unfortunately. I really wish it would. And there's a lot of bad decisions that we're making when it comes to content creation, and I'm going to get into those today. And some of those bad decisions actually come from being too scared to make the right decision, being not able to get out of our comfort zones. The previous presenter actually talked a lot about that at the end there, that we are stuck in this sort of neurological pathway of being into our comfort zone, and that's actually preventing us from creating really great content using AI or content in general. So the reason why a lot of people don't want to consume it, and I'm assuming that's why you guys didn't put up your hands, is because it's a little bit detached. It feels completely detached from reality. It doesn't look like reality. It feels a little lazy. It feels like the creator or the person who made it isn't really putting in the work, isn't doing the legwork to actually produce good content, so it feels a little lazy. It's the shortest route possible, obviously. It's overused, right? We're seeing a lot of the same generic styles, outputs are everywhere. We scroll our LinkedIn feeds today, and it's pretty much the same look and feel. That's not good, we don't like that. And then audiences feel cheated when they realize they're engaging with a machine and not a brand. We talked about it for years, the last, I think, 15 years. Humanize the brand, humanize, authenticity. And now we've gone the other way. Now it's like, no, we're going inauthentic. It's really like pulling in two different directions. So that's difficult for people who, want to consume content or are here to consume pharma content. They're not here to do that, but if they want to be engaged, we're not actually delivering on that. So how do you fix it? I've put together 4 ways to stop this. I hope you guys are taking screenshots because I cannot give you the presentation afterwards. So please take as many photos as you want. You can use it. Fix 1, realism versus surrealism. So realism is sort of in the eye of the beholder, right? But we can say that you can go for surrealism and get away with a lot more AI content. You see this with brands like Coca-Cola is a good one. Who saw the Coca-Cola Christmas ad this year? everyone see that? Okay, or 2025. They went for cute animals, trucks, village scene, animated looks, sort of. It wasn't meant to look realistic, right? And that allowed them to get away with doing that kind of content. So as a brand, you can say, okay, for now, while AI isn't really caught up on the realism side, we go surreal. We can do a lot of crazy, cool, creative work in the surreal zone. And we've seen some of the best campaigns, the best content in the world come out of taking that stand and going, we don't need to be real, we need to be surreal. So that's one way. One of the other things that we have to understand is that even real-looking content these days is being seen as AI, or even real content is seen as AI. So you have to understand that running joke and be able to play with that a little bit if you are a brand that's going to use AI or not use AI, is that if you create good things or you create stunning work in AI, people are going to criticize it, and you have to know that that's okay. Your compliance teams, your management, they can't freak out. They can't go, oh my God, we're getting called out for this. You have to lead with that knowledge. And then the goal is to stop creating fake people that don't exist. So this is something I'm going to talk much more about, is actually, we've used the term digital twin in HCP or in pharma marketing for a long time. That usually means personas, creating a digital twin of a patient or an HCP to understand their behaviors. Today I'm going to talk about digital twins from a content creation standpoint, like actually taking real people instead of letting the AI generate some random person, but taking real people, training an LLM on that person so that you can recreate digital assets with that spokesperson. Who's up for that? Does anybody want to see that? Awesome. Okay. Before I do that, I want to show you guys something. AI, realism versus not real. People are judging what is real these days. I just want to highlight a point here. We did this campaign for Iceland Air that tackled this head on. People are now thinking that countries aren't even real because of AI. So I'm going to show you guys this fun little thing we did.
Iceland isn't AI generated.
And don't forget the best part.
This isn't real.
Iceland is fake.
Really?
You're saying this is real?
Can we actually go there?
Yes, of course we can go there. They have an airline.
Great. Is it called Iceland Air?
Your seatbelts and ensure that your seat back, footrest, armrests, and tray table are in a locked position.
I bet we never even took off.
Passengers, welcome to Iceland.
If we really are in Iceland, where's all the ice?
Nice.
We're probably in some warehouse with the world's largest green screen. There are no trees, because trees don't grow on green screens.
If this place is real, then how come it looks exactly like the set of the moon landing?
Yeah. No shadows.
And don't get me started on the volcanoes, smoke machines, movie props, northern lights projected from satellites.
Then there's the puffins.
Oh my god, yes, I love the puffins. They're so cute.
Very cute.
Yeah,
robots.
they're real. What? Oh,
Cute
come
little
on.
robots.
Feel. It's real.
If this is real, then how come I have this at home? It's called a hot tub.
I think I found the plug.
Fake. Wait, that actually looks quite realistic.
Iceland is.
Come on, I believe in you.
This is real.
And
Iceland isn't AI generated,
and don't forget the best part.
and you can fly there. This isn't real.
Iceland is AI generated. I'm not fully convinced.
Iceland.
You can fly there.
So it just goes to show you, even if you have a country,
Car.
you might be
In
accused of
March
being AI
of a
generated.
normal
So
country. It
just be
doesn't
leery
look
of that.
normal. It doesn't feel normal.
Uh-oh. Let's see. Guys, I got to go all the way back. All right. So the solution, like I mentioned before, is not creating fake people using AI. It's actually creating digital twins using real references. So this is a project we've been working on for the last 6 months or so, but essentially we've created a digital twin studio that takes reference photos from actual people and turns them into an AI-generated model that we can use to create extra content. So what we do here is, you can see here, Daniel, Tina, we take 30, 40 photos of them, We pop them into a AI model that we've specifically built, and we can then generate all sorts of images at scale. So when we ask for certain prompts, we can basically say, give us square, portrait, all the aspect ratios that we need, and then it generates an image extremely fast. And it's extremely real. So I'm going to test you guys here. Are you ready? Those of you who have seen my presentations before, maybe you can't participate, but let's see. So who thinks that A is real? Who thinks that A is real? Oh, we got about 50% here. Who thinks B is real? Okay, a little bit less. So those of you who said A, you're right. But this is interesting. I would love to hear people afterwards why they think that A is real and not to B. Maybe it's how he's looking. There's some sort of vibe there. But I think it's extremely difficult. And it's really low res. But when we publish content like this, we don't really see people being able to tell. So when it comes to this, we can do this for HCPs, we can do this for our patients, and basically we can use an AI now to create infinite pieces of content with these twins and put them in any scenario. And why you guys need this is because basically it's authentic representation. You're not using fake people, you're using real people, you're avoiding the guesswork. So AI models, like when you just ask them to generate people, they have no framework really other than the internet to find out what do actually people use. And as we've seen, the internet has been the basis for all AI content. So AI content is now creating the basis for new AI content. So we're just basically level on top of crap. And then on top of that, there's risk mitigation. So now you guys basically avoid the legal and the compliance nightmare of accidentally generating a likeness of someone who already exists. I wanted to showcase very quickly some creative assets that come out of this. And you can see here, it's not really great to show on screen of this resolution. But when we're generating this stuff, what's making it realistic is realistic skin tones, lighting. We have, we have skin that isn't plastic. We have real wrinkles. We have real beauty marks. We have freckles. We have wrinkles, for God's sakes. We have wrinkles in the clothing. It isn't a clean, super nice scene. Well, maybe this is. But we're using things like, shoes are a little bit disheveled. It feels real. It doesn't feel like this is too ultra-realistic, super nice and clean. We're trying to go for the messy. Because going for the messy is what people believe in, right? That's people. People are messy. And I know what you guys are saying. What about video? Can you guys do video yet? And I'm going to get back to this. Fix number 2 for your AI content to make it even better is about contrast and creative advertising. So you need to start looking at what is already available out there. What are other brands doing? If you're on the patient engagement side, are you looking at what are brands doing for patient engagement stuff? If you're looking for HCP, you're basically consuming everybody's newsletters, consuming everybody's sales flyers, going to conferences, seeing what all the materials look like, and you need to start looking at how do we make stuff that is inevitably different. It has to look good in the feed and it has to differentiate from the rest. And that just takes human brain. AI is not going to do that for you guys. You have to use your own brains to look at this and go, how do we be different? The other thing that we can do to look different than everyone else is to actually produce content that is aligned with our existing styles. So for example, if we've got a campaign asset, if we've got a style that we're producing across our entire brand, across the campaign, with a digital twin, you can actually pop in the old asset, the existing assets, and be able to produce localized versions, produce content that looks exactly like the campaign. So you're able to produce campaigns at scale and localize, but using your existing styles that you've actually already created. One of the other fixes to the AI problem is maybe one that stings a little bit, but basically it's the people problem. So a lot of us are starting in the wrong place, I believe. And I'm not saying that starting AI content journeys with or starting AI projects with data and compliance teams is the wrong move. Obviously, it has to be with the right team for the right scenarios. But usually when we're talking about content and content creation and creative work, starting with data and compliance teams is not a good idea. Starting with project managers is not a good idea. You have to start with people with artistic intention, not people without artistic intention. It takes people that have a bit of a hacker mentality and a bit of an artistic mentality. And so you should be looking for these people in your organization to try to use them mostly for your AI content creation projects. So you need artists and technologists, hackers. You need someone with artistic integrity who won't just say, that's good enough when it's slop, right? We see this a lot. A lot of people, yeah, it's fine. No, you need people that want to push the envelope. These are usually designers. They have really strong visual aesthetics. They understand the tools. They're technologists. They understand what's available, the models, the different technological constraints. And usually that's also creative directors, people who merge technology and have a clear vision of where things are going. And unfortunately, a lot of these people don't exist in your guys' organizations today. So you're going to have to retool and rehire to actually bring these people on if you want to do really great content in AI. Fix number 3, so consistency. We see this a lot. A lot of brands are really inconsistent when it comes to their AI content. From the get-go, you need to define your style. When generating AI content, you need to have a particular look and feel that you're aiming for. I showed that localized asset where we had that blue sky and all that kind of stuff. That is that particular look and feel. Then we can train an AI model on that so that all assets that we create afterwards are based in that style. Start with real content, like I said. Start with the branded campaigns first to establish the visual language. And then prompting for consistency. You need to have an art director to specifically develop the right prompts to strictly adhere to what's the established brand style. So what does inconsistency look like? You might be seeing this in your organization today. Different fonts and motives. You're generating assets without that strict style guide. Different spirits. The tone, really, the tone and the visual mood of it is off. It doesn't fit together as one. I showed you guys those assets that we generated of the woman. They all have a similar tonality in terms of shot, in terms of look and feel. So that gives us our style. And there's no brand identity, so the final output looks unbranded, just generic. That is not going to look good in the feed. That's not going to look good for your brand. So we totally like to avoid that. And I will say this, what we've seen is that when we're asked to do AI content, if we're not also asked to really stick to a style or develop a style first, you guys might as well be going with stock imagery. There's no sense in doing AI content unless you're going to stick to a style, right? That's the benefit of using AI, is that you can build a style and actually develop that across the entire campaign assets. If you're just popping things in and saying, okay, we need an image of a doctor and a patient together, and it's, and a technology, there's some technology there and all that, and it looks totally different than your campaign assets, there's no point. You might as well just use stock. It'll be faster and cheaper for you guys. Last, a little bit on the, oh, sorry, I think I missed a slide here. Oh, yeah. A little bit of word on the written AI. So when you guys are actually looking at creating content from a written perspective, I'd like you to take just a quick shot of this. This is 25 signs. It was written by AI. You can use this when you're prompting your LLMs, your AI systems, to actually give you guys better written words. Some of those are, you'll see these comparisons. It's not X, it's Y everywhere. AI loves to compare things. There's a rule of 3 overload. So rule of 3 in copywriting is, usually 3 bullets or 3 headlines or three ways, 3 tips, that stuff. A lot of cringe transition questions like the catch, the kicker, the thing is, all of that, we can remove all that. So if you watch out for these things as well, you'll stop creating AI slop. So, and when you're looking at your AI for written word stuff, teach your AI to be less like a robot. So, bad writing we can see is it's one-dimensional, it's matter of fact, it lacks flow, rhythm, cadence, it relies heavily on platitudes you might have seen in today's digital landscape. You probably read that word about 1,000 times on LinkedIn every day. That's snoozeville, guys. We gotta look around when we're producing AI and go, okay, that's crap. And it uses lazy metaphors that don't provoke thought. Good writing is dynamic, it's got pacing, it's rhythm, It's conducive to critical thought, right? So it actually adds some element of critical thought into it. It doesn't just matter-of-factly put out stuff. It actually dives deep into an insight. And it has a human cadence that feels authentic. Again, we're not perfect. AI produces perfect content that is written like it's from a robot. We need to avoid that. And it's not new. We need to be nuanced, engaging, and a little bit unpredictable, right? Think about adding in sentences, adding in places where like, oh, I didn't think the content was going this direction. So here's some good examples of bad writing versus good. Bad, a revolutionary, paradigm-shifting therapeutic solution empowers patients to navigate their wellness journey in today's fast-paced world. Discover the transformative power of our innovative formulation designed to elevate your daily vitality and unlock your true potential. Yeah, not good, right? Human, a once daily pill that helps manage your symptoms so you can get back to doing what you love without the constant worry. Simple, right? Like, easy. Living with chronic pain is exhausting. We designed a treatment to target inflammation at the source, providing lasting relief. One is clinical, robotic, one is human, right? Empathetic. And the funny thing is, AI generated all of this. So, like, it can do it, right? And by the way, AI generates all my slides. I don't design them. So just to give you guys that a little, like, spoiler, like, AI designs all of this. So, bonus tip, embrace imperfection. I mentioned this before. Perfection is what creates problems. Humans are not perfect. Therefore, your AI content should have flaws, like I've shown. The skin, the wrinkles, all that. Motion and lens blur. Real cameras don't capture everything perfect, right? It doesn't have infinite focus. Camera blur, lens blur, motion blur. Dust and scratches add physical artifacts to break the pristine machine-generated look. Skin imperfections, I mentioned that. Environmental mess, so things in the frame that don't look like a perfect situation. Real scenarios are messy. Real doctors' offices are messy. Have you been in a doctor's office? They usually have books and papers and half of their lunch, and they've got stuff everywhere, right? So stop trying to generate perfect. And then the deeper problem is that we're relying on generic blanket models. How many of you are using ChatGPT? Yeah. No, there's nothing wrong with that. But the reality is that if you want to do this at a deeper level, you're going to have to get into underneath the hood and start looking at the custom solutions from ChatGPT has some, but custom solutions from Google, for Gemini, Claude. These custom back-end systems where you're getting API access are going to give you much, much more power. It's unbelievably powerful. And I know I'm running out of time, which is also when we come to actually building great AI content, you're going to have to build mini applications to actually do that instead of just relying on Gemini, out of the box, all those sort of things. They're not strong enough to actually, build something that is cohesive, that'll stick to a style, that'll generate consistency. You're going to have to build mini applications. The great thing is, everyone heard of vibe coding? Vibe coding is a pretty popular word nowadays. It's so easy to vibe code yourself into these mini applications, and it does take time. It's not perfect. Like it does take a little bit of hacking, but it's much, much better. And when you have your own system, you can automate much more, you can scale much more, and you can control much more. So, to sum up, realism, we need that. Contrast, great creativity is about contrast and creating those sort of differences. We need those. Consistency, so avoid cheap stock look, maintain a strict brand style. And then when it comes to the written word, skip the AI platitudes, write with human empathy, and with specificity and clear understanding of the patient. Thank you. Now, I know I mentioned video, so what about video? I'll show you guys a quick play. Like, we're not there yet, okay? Video is coming, but we're getting very close. And I'll share with you guys a little AI ad I made for us, okay? I hope you enjoy it.
Stronger. Better AI creative. That's Kubbco.
Okay. So I'm having a little fun here, right? All of that's AI generated, right? The person, you can see the expression on the face. It's not plastic. It's very real. It's like the motion is real, pretty much. There is a few things, and if anybody caught, there's a small, really small error. I don't know if, do you guys want to see it again? See if you can spot the small error.
Stronger. Better AI creative. That's Kubbco.
Anybody see the error? Okay. So right here we got 2 bags, right? And we got 1 bag. All right. And you don't notice it because we push in, we cheated. And this is, you would see this in movies also. Movies would fuck this up as well, guys. So this is not like unheard of to see this kind of continuity error. But it's interesting to see. And I think, you know, if anybody wants to see this on my laptop, because on my laptop it looks brilliant. These are not doing it justice. But the song is generated by AI, the video, everything is, I mean, obviously an editor has to put it together, put the music on. But essentially that's where we're at. So we're very close. Very, very close to doing like super realistic video. So yeah, that's where we're at. And I know I went over time, guys. So here, if you have questions, connect with me on LinkedIn. I'm here. Just reach out. I'm also at the conference for the rest of the day. So come find me if you have any questions, and I'll happy to help you guys out. Okay. So thank you so much. I'm Chris Kubby. It's been a pleasure.